I'm just like, look, girl, if you need all of that, you need to go inside a store. So I'm sure I'm going to be getting a terrible review once she gets this. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Gloria, and I am a full-time clothing reseller on multiple different platforms like Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and Mercari. And in today's video, I'm just going to be doing a good old little ship with me. I don't have a lot of sales going out, but I wanted to show you guys what has been selling for me so far in the month of November. So let's just jump in. All right, so the first thing is actually from a brand called Jones, New York. I picked this up due to style. Y'all know I am heavily into style-based sourcing, so I like to pick up things that really ties into what is current and what is currently trending and all the things. And this particular piece had all the right trending factors, which it was black, it was a burnout velvet. This one luckily was a plus size. Now, this particular person actually sent me an offer this morning on this piece. It was a counter offer to my offer, and it was very modest, so I did accept it. And this one probably took like 2 or 3 months to sell, so I went on and got that one out the door quickly as possible, because those are like my pieces that I sell in the fall and winter time, and really is geared toward for the fall if we're being completely honest. But wintertime, sometimes it's not like super cold in other places, so people are still wearing like those dark moody colors. All right, the next one is actually this men's cricket like quarter zip. Is it a quarter zip? I think this is like a polo style like Henley sweater. I've actually had this one since the beginning of the year. Cricket sometime last year performed really well for me, so every time that I saw it I would pick it up, of course, at the bins. And this one took a while to sell, and I think it's because I had it priced up a little bit. So this one had a baby alpaca fabric to it, and that's why I priced this one a little bit higher than I would any other piece, because I typically only come across like the polos, or I did anyways, for Cricket. But I don't know if this brand is still performing well. Let me know if Cricket is performing well for you. If you've never heard of it, also let me know. But I think that I'm pretty happy with that one selling for the price point that it did, which was around $35, I want to say. All right, the next one is this Bordeaux little mini dress. This is probably the only item that is not a sweater. But this one I was reluctant to actually list at the time frame that I did, because I found this maybe about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to list it. I still listed like summer pieces well into October, and I had already told myself I was going to cut myself off from listing summer pieces. But what I did was I kind of just like did a slow burn transition. I didn't like fully offset like a whole bunch of summer pieces, but like maybe 1 or 2 out of the 20 each day, nothing too crazy. But this one was a really cute piece, and Bordeaux is one of those hit or miss brands. However, I knew that this one had quite a few factors to like the style, and it was very sellable. And yeah, I was pretty happy with this sale. I feel like I'm happy with all of my sales because I sold them. All right, this one is kind of funny. So this particular person came in and sent me a 60 or 70% off offer, and I immediately declined. That is something that I do in my business. That is something that I do in my business, is decline offers that are 50% off and over immediately. Like I said before, I like the buyer to know, potential buyer, excuse me. I like the potential buyer to know that I'm not playing any games. I know that when it comes to these secondhand platforms, haggling is like the go-to thing to do. However, for me, I've already done my research. I know what this item can sell for, and I'm going to price this item accordingly. And this particular one, I knew that I wanted to get about $45 and over for it. So I did price it at $55, just to kind of leave a tiny bit of room for me to send out those counter offers, or just send out that initial offer, so then they can probably counter, and then I can counter back at my lowest, which was 45. They did ask me like what was my lowest. I told them that is nowhere near, you know, the price point that you want, so good luck with finding it elsewhere. And then that's when she came back and she was like, well, that's the thing, like this is the only one that I've been able to find, so this is the one that I need. So then she countered for like $25, which was still way more than half off. So then we did go back and forth. I didn't counter back. So once she kept sending me a lot of offers, she kept canceling them, because I'm assuming she knew that it was going to alert the other buyers. So she kept canceling the offers, and then she would like message me like, you know, what's the lowest that you can do. Like, I really want this one with shipping included. I'm going to be paying this amount. And at that point, I was already done. I've already let you know, like, hey, 48 is my lowest. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, this was a little mean of me because she seemed very desperate for the item. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just do 48 because this is a cashmere piece, y'all. Not only is this Ralph Lauren, this is cashmere. This is a preppy like piece, of course, and it's cable knit. This one just had all the right factors. If this was a size large, I would have definitely tried to get more. But I've been having a lot of luck selling Ralph Lauren, specifically like preppy cable knit sweaters. And since this one was cashmere, it was in excellent condition. I just knew that I was not going to be going any low because I had already priced it at a very reasonable price point. So anyways, once I just completely ignored her, she went and countered to 45 again. And I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to let it sit. She canceled that and then countered to 48. And then I accepted it. So I'm sure I'm going to be getting a terrible review once she gets this. I'm happy that it was on Poshmark, so nobody's going to see the bad review. But I was very, very, very amused because just because you have a threshold as a buyer of what you want to spend does not mean that the seller needs to meet you there. Like that's not my job. My job is actually to sell this item for what market says, not for what you say. Because in that notion, everybody would want everything for $5. So sorry. But clearly, like I said, she must have been desperate. So that's probably why she was just like really, really adamant about buying mine. But anyways, this one is a Aerie sweater. I do have my camera kind of tilted down because if y'all see how it's rigged right now, y'all would laugh. Because like I said, I'm missing a piece on my tripod, but I still wanted y'all to stand here because the last time I filmed a ship with me video, when I was editing it, I kept saying, what is going on? The video was actually shaking. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it was like shaking, and it was because I had it sitting in between my racks, and I still don't know why it was shaking. So I'm just like, I'm not going to do that again. But anyways, this one is a Aerie sweater. This one is an extra, extra large. And for me, when it comes to the brand Aerie, I do not pick up this brand that often unless it is calling me to pick it up. But when I can see a large, extra large, extra, extra large, I know that I'm going to be getting over $25 for it. Anything, you know, smaller than those sizes, you're probably going to be getting about 15 to 20, which is not terrible. But for me, I don't even really enjoy picking up this brand too often. So it's quite a bit of, you know, factors as to why I would grab it. Size being number one, and then making sure that the style is current. So sometimes, you know, they do have pieces that are probably from 5 years ago, but they are very much so current. And this one was a nice style. It's like super oversized, and it is a really pretty, like, you know, lavender color. It's a Henley. Like, it had pretty much everything going for it. So this was a no-brainer pickup, no flaws. So I wouldn't like suggest you pick up everything in Aerie. And if you do, let me know how that is going for you. But for me personally, I just know that the larger sizes, large and over specifically, sell the best. This one is actually a Madewell Henley top. I do believe that my girl Patsy gave me this at the Goodwill outlet some months back. The other piece that it was with was like an 𝕃𝕀ℕ𝕂𝕊 top. That one was also new with tags. She had gave me both of them. I don't know if Patsy sell, you know, larger size. Let me know if you do, girl. But these were like 3Xs, so they were, you know, plus size. But this one took a lot longer to sell. Madewell just doesn't seem like it's the it girl when it comes to clothing anymore. I don't even care about the jeans. All of them are just extremely oversaturated, and they just never sell. So even the plus sizes, you would think the plus sizes would perform the best. However, not so much. But this one took a little while to sell. I forget how much it actually sold for, but I'm actually happy that it sold while we were still in season, because I would not have wanted to hold on to this for another season. But let me know if Madewell is a brand that you still pick up, and if you do, what is something that performs well with it. This one is a women's J. Crew like peacoat. This one is very, very, very outdated. I mean, we're talking probably from the early 2000s, and I still took a chance on it because I felt like there was quite a bit of factors, and this is kind of like a style-based pickup too. like the navy blue and gold buttons really pair well together. And I just knew that somebody, you know, is still into this style. And I'm sure I use a lot of keywords. What I typically do in this case, since I have sold something very similar in other brands, when it comes to like the navy blue and the gold, I just go and I just type in nautical because I know that that's like the main keyword that I decided to use. And then I just kind of go steal all of the keywords that I put in the sold listing specifically, because you want to, you know, pull in the right people. So I don't want to steal the keywords from an item that is still listed, maybe with no, you know, watchers or anything on it. So I try to make sure that I stick to, you know, the plan of only getting ones that were actually purchased. So let me see, is this going to fit in the bag? If it don't typically fit in the bag, then I do go ahead and wrap it up. But I think this one's going to be able to fit. I think if I kind of stuff it a little bit. I just really enjoy my inventory bags. I know that they are not the best for the environment. However, they are not only very protective for the buyer, but they're just kind of easier to manage instead of wrapping it in paper and taping and doing all of that to it. So I just like to keep it super, super easy and seamless. Okay, seems like it doesn't want to go in. There we go. But yeah, so this person also countered, and I'll be honest with you, I know that this, you know, I intended for this one to go for a little bit more, but I was in a accepting mood yesterday because I have noticed that my eBay store has just died. I feel like we can never really get it together when it comes to all of these platforms. The moment everything is going decent, out of nowhere it just dies. But this was just a really cute, like, Victoria's Secret 100% silk mini dress. I did receive a few questions on it, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I know I need to work on my customer service, but I don't provide any additional measurements. Once I provide, you know, the pit to pit and the length, every now and again I will put the waist in if I notice that it's a piece that it would be nice to know the waist. But when people ask for like hip measurements, hem measurements, I'm just like, look, girl, if you need all of that, you need to go inside a store and get your measurements and buy something in the store. Like, I'm not doing all of that. But I know some people, they you know, they go the extra mile. I've just gotten to the point where every single, and I mean every single, 100% of the time, I'm not even going to do 99.9, 100% of the time, every time I give additional measurements, one, I'm either ghosted, which is understandable because they don't need the item, or two, oh, this won't fit me, I need a, you know, 2 more inches or whatever the case is. So like the people that ask for additional measurements, they're either one, they don't really want the item, they're just asking you questions just because they have nothing else to do, or they're asking you questions because 99.9% of the time, everything they've purchased online, it does not fit them because they have maybe like a weird, you know, body size or, you know, shape or measurements, whatever the case is. So that's why they're asking for additional measurements. For me, if I don't see like an inseam measurement, because I'm very short, I don't purchase the item because I know that this particular seller is probably just not a measurements person, because inseam is very easy to do. And that is the typical, you know, measurement that you give when it is a pair of bottoms. You give a waist, you give a rise, you give an inseam, and you give a length for women's bottoms. But I'm not asking them what's the hip measurements, what's the leg opening, where is the calf, you know, because like, come on. So yeah, those were all of my sales. And anyway, so the slip dress was just a really cute style. It was silk. It was a size large. So I'm just like, yeah, it's just smart for me to pick it up. And I knew that I was going to, at the very least, sell it for $20. Victoria's Secret slip dresses are really, really, really oversaturated. So you do have to make sure you find a piece that is really calling you to pick it up. And then you also need to price it accordingly. Also put the right keywords. So I think with all of that, you know, being done, I was able to sell mine within a week of me actually listing it. So very fast turnaround. These were all of my sales for yesterday and one from this morning.